Many gamers now own powerful Windows-based handheld gaming devices. These machines promise PC gaming on the go. However, Windows itself is not always the best fit for these compact systems. It was originally designed for desktops and laptops, not for the unique needs of a handheld console. This can lead to a clunky user experience. Background processes, unexpected updates, and system alerts often interrupt gameplay. This can be frustrating when you are deep into a gaming session and just want a seamless experience without any distractions from the operating system itself. Valve's SteamOS, the operating system powering the popular Steam Deck, offers a compelling alternative. It is built from the ground up with gaming and controller input as its primary focus. This specialized design means that navigating menus, tweaking settings, and launching games feels much more intuitive on a handheld device. Instead of struggling with a desktop interface on a small screen, SteamOS provides a console-like experience. This streamlined approach can significantly enhance how you interact with your handheld, making it feel more like a dedicated gaming machine rather than a miniaturized computer that happens to play games. One of the most significant advantages of switching to SteamOS can be improved performance and potentially better battery life. Windows often runs numerous background tasks that consume valuable system resources. These processes can reduce frame rates and drain your battery faster than desired. For instance, some users report struggling to get even 2 hours of playtime on lightweight games with Windows handhelds. In contrast, SteamOS is leaner and more optimized for gaming, which can lead to smoother gameplay and longer sessions before needing a recharge, allowing for more enjoyable extended play. Ultimately, the goal is a superior gaming experience. Windows, with its pop-ups from applications like Microsoft Teams or other system notifications, can detract from immersion. SteamOS, on the other hand, prioritizes your game. It aims to keep system interference to an absolute minimum. Many games running through Proton, SteamOS's compatibility layer for Windows games, can even perform better than they do natively on Windows on the same hardware. This focused environment ensures that your handheld truly serves its purpose as a portal to your favorite digital worlds, unencumbered by general-purpose OS overhead. Crucial to understand a critical point. Installing SteamOS will completely wipe Windows from your handheld. This means any data, application. Therefore, backing up any important files is an essential first step you must not overlook. Furthermore, not all games will be compatible with SteamOS. To see how well your favorite titles run on Linux and SteamOS via the Proton compatibility layer, especially online games that use specific anti-cheat software. Official SteamOS recovery image. Valve provides this image, and as of this writing, it is over 3 GB in size, so ensure you have a. You will also need a USB stick, preferably a USB-C one for easier connection to modern handhelds, with at least 8 GB of storage capacity. This bootable drive, so make sure it does not contain any data you wish to keep. Once you have downloaded the recovery image file, you will need a tool to write this image. Recommends using Rufus if you are currently on a Windows computer. For those using macOS or another Linux distribution, Balena Etcher is the suggested utility. USB drive you intend to use, then select the downloaded SteamOS recovery image file, often an img.bz2 file that you might need. And wait for it to complete successfully. Another vital preparatory step is to disable Secure Boot on your handheld device. Secure Boot is a security feature. To install SteamOS, this feature must be turned off. The exact method for disabling Secure Boot varies between different handheld models and manufacturers. By settings. This is often achieved by holding a specific button, like volume up or delete, while pressing the power button. Inside the BIOS, settings and change its status to disabled. Remember to save your changes before exiting the BIOS. With your bootable SteamOS USB recovery stick prepared and secure boot disabled, you are ready to begin the main installation. First, ensure your handheld device is powered off. Then, plug the USB stick containing the SteamOS recovery image into a USB port on your handheld. Now power on your device. You will need to immediately access the boot menu. The key or button combination to access this menu differs from device to device. Common options include holding F12 escape or a volume button during startup. Consult your handheld's documentation if you are unsure of the correct procedure. Once you successfully access the boot menu, you should see a list of available boot devices. From this list, select the USB drive onto which you wrote the SteamOS recovery image. After selecting it, the handheld will begin booting from the USB stick. This process might take a few moments. Eventually, you will be greeted by a SteamOS desktop environment. On this desktop, you will find 4 shortcuts. For a full installation that replaces Windows, you will need to select the option labeled Wipe Device and install SteamOS. A single tap or click on this icon will initiate the next stage of the installation process. After selecting Wipe Device and install SteamOS, a critical warning prompt will appear on the screen. This prompt will explicitly state that proceeding with this option will erase everything currently stored on your handheld's internal drive, including the existing Windows operating system, all your personal files, and installed applications. This is your final opportunity to reconsider or ensure your backups are complete. If you are certain you wish to proceed, you will confirm your choice. This confirmation marks the point of no return. The installer will then begin formatting the drive and installing SteamOS. The actual installation of SteamOS is a largely automated process. You will see progress indicators as the system files are copied and configured on your device. This part of the process is relatively short, typically taking a reasonable amount of time depending on the speed of your USB drive and internal storage. Once the installation is complete, the system will prompt you to restart, or it may restart automatically. Upon rebooting, your handheld will no longer load Windows. Instead, it will boot directly into the initial setup sequence for SteamOS, very similar to the out-of-box experience you would get with a brand new Steam Deck. Once SteamOS is up and running, you might encounter some quirks, especially on devices not yet officially supported by Valve with Powered by SteamOS branding. For example, the on-screen tutorials during setup might refer to buttons that are physically different or located elsewhere on your specific handheld model. On a Lenovo Legion Go, for instance, a tutorial might point to a Steam button that corresponds to a differently labeled button on the actual hardware. You might also find that hardware button mapping to standard Steam Deck inputs requires some experimentation or community-provided solutions to get everything working perfectly. Game compatibility remains an important consideration even after installation. While Proton is incredibly capable and allows a vast library of Windows games to run on SteamOS, it is not perfect. Some games, particularly those with aggressive anti-cheat software or very specific Windows dependencies, might not install correctly or run at all. You might encounter situations where a game that worked flawlessly on Windows now presents issues. Regularly checking ProtonDB for compatibility reports and user-submitted fixes for specific titles will continue to be a valuable habit for ensuring the best possible gaming experience on your newly configured device. However, alongside potential challenges, many aspects of SteamOS on a non-native handheld can work surprisingly well, sometimes even exceeding expectations. For example, unique hardware features of your device, like the detachable controllers found on the Lenovo Legion Go, have been reported by users to function perfectly within SteamOS, offering versatile playstyles without complex configuration. The core gaming experience is often significantly improved due to the streamlined, game-focused nature of SteamOS, making the effort of installation worthwhile for many enthusiasts seeking peak handheld performance and usability for their extensive game libraries. In conclusion, transforming your Windows handheld with SteamOS can be a rewarding endeavor for those seeking a more optimized and console-like gaming experience. While the installation process requires care and there might be a learning curve with post-installation quirks and game compatibility, the benefits are compelling. The improved user interface designed for controller input, potential enhancements in performance and battery life, and a system dedicated purely to gaming can make your powerful handheld feel even more like the ultimate portable gaming machine it was always meant to be, free from the clutter of a general-purpose operating system.